John, there used to be a mystique about the Ravens with this team. The record bears it out. Last year, the defense had two really good games against them. Do you draw on those two game tapes this week to see what you were doing right back then?
100%, 100%. I mean, that's the level we want to play at, and we did a lot of good things, like you said. So you definitely want to at least take note of some of those things and try to replicate it this week.
Can you put into words just what makes Lamar so special and so difficult to defend?
He's just a dynamic guy with the ball. He's been that way probably his whole life. Every level he's dominated with the ball in his hand, and that's running and passing. And I just think he's, one of one in this league. Very elusive, very sudden. I just think you got to have 11 guys running to the ball to contain him.
He has 13 touchdown passes. I think he leads in rushing. So how difficult is it to, not move up to maybe tackle him on the run and then he throws the ball over your head? How do you?
Yeah, definitely at the safety position, you just got to play everything true. Like I said, he's been throwing it well too. It's not like you could just run down to the ball. But, once the ball passes the line of scrimmage, like I said, it got to be all 11, to stop him. But you definitely got to play it true. He's not one of those guys where you can just forget about the pass because he will throw it deep too.
What worked so well against Mark Andrews in the game of Baltimore last year? Was it everybody or one adjustment?
I think it was just being aware where he is at all times. He lines up in different places. And we went over like the targets and the numbers he had on us last year, and they were clear as day that, they want to get him the ball. Even this year, he's featured the most. So just be aware of where he is. It got to be like a spidey sense of where he is and know that they want to get him the ball. So I think we understood that last year. We're going to try to do the same this year.
Where he lines up determines who covers him?
Sometimes, yep.
John, you guys ranked 31st in defense right now. With the talent that you guys have across the board, how do you explain that?
I just think, like I said, the numbers are going to be the numbers. Obviously, we want to be the best. We're far from that right now. But what's most important is winning. And we got 2 games coming up, division games. I think if we win both, we'll be in first place. And, as bad as we're playing, that's the big picture, and that's what we're trying to focus on.
Over the last couple of weeks, there's, pretty much everyone has kind of stepped up and said, hey, it's on me, it's my bad, I made a mistake, whatever. So how do you get past the it's my fault to actually having the corrections and the mistakes eliminated? Because it seems like that's where you guys are at right now. You're in the it's my bad, but you guys haven't gotten things tightened up.
Yeah, it has to be it's a commitment thing. Like when practice is over and our day is done, you can't just run out of the building and forget about, your job. I think we need everyone in this building to really be 100% in on the task at hand. And right now, I think we're at a place where that's not the case. So whatever we got to do to get as many guys, if not everyone, in on the same page, I think that's what it is, because that's the only way things are going to change.
Why do you think you just said it's not the case? Why do you think it's not the case, and how do you make it the case?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know, but you could say we're a younger team. I mean, but that's no excuse. This is a big-time league, the top of the top. And like I said, it's not an excuse. So we got to find ways, however that may be. The leaders on this team got to get together and figure it out, but we got to change something.
Harbaugh said on Monday he admitted that sometimes Lamar this year has tried to do too much. Like the 3 losses, double-digit leads. Offense contributed to them losing this game. Do you see it on tape where he's got 6 interceptions in 6 games? Is he trying to do too much sometimes?
That's tough to say. I mean, obviously, Coach Harbaugh has a better perspective on it, but I think that's what makes him him. If you try to bottle him up, you don't win the game either. So, I mean, it's a slippery slope, it's a thin line, but I honestly think that's what makes him him, and that's something that, they got to probably try to monitor and figure out.
John, the Ravens, have obviously had some issues in the fourth quarter and blowing leads. I guess for you guys as a defense, knowing that, what are some things you can try to do on your side to make sure, that might be advantageous for you if you're in that situation?
Yeah, in our building, we want to start fast and finish the game for 60 minutes. I mean, we don't really want to give them a lead just because we know there's a possibility that we can come back. So, I mean, if we start fast and, put them in passing situations, I think that's where we'll be okay.
John, you mentioned a little earlier, but the importance of 2 back-to-back division games is almost like a little reset on the season right now?
Yeah, like I said, that's the bigger picture. I mean, like I said, we're not playing well. Everyone knows that. It's not a secret. But the truth of the matter is that's what's in front of us, and that's what we can accomplish if we lock in 100%.
Jason, what's your plan as one of the team leaders? What can you do, tangibly, to maybe take some of the younger guys under your wing, or maybe not even younger guys, but what's your plan to try to get this thing rolling?
I think last week was probably like one of my better games. Just not trying to do too much, just staying within myself. And I think my preparation for that game was second to none. I know the previous year we played the Patriots, I didn't have a great game at all. It was terrible, actually. So I made it a point that, I was going to try to do what I'm supposed to do. And to help other guys, I mean, just like I said, that preparation throughout the week, I had great practices. I felt good. I was running to the ball, just doing things like over the top. So when the game comes around, it's easy. And like I said, just try to lead by example, doing things like that.
I mean, can you have film study at your house or something like that instead of, like really rally the guys in a way like that?
Yeah, that's one thing we talked about. And we have a leadership group. That may be something that we have to do to make the environment like a little more loose than being at work. So it's a bunch of ways to skin a cat, and we just got to find a way that works best for us.
You mentioned the 2 games. What an opportunity this is for you guys. If you win both, you're going to be in first place in the North. But if you lose both, you're going to be 2-6. Is this a make or break moment for you guys on this season already?
I feel like you can look at it that way, but you also got to just, narrow it down to, if we win this game, we'll put ourselves in a situation to get that first place spot. But it's going to be 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, and it starts today. And I think, we just got to dominate today and go from there.
And how difficult is it when it feels like there's something else cropping up with the defense every week, right? It was miscommunications, it was run defense, and it was big plays against the Patriots. Like, how hard is it when you have to fix something new every week?
Yeah, it's tough, but I feel like, building those calluses, it's not early anymore, but it's still, we're in front of the halfway point. We haven't reached the bye week. So like I said, it's just building calluses and not letting those mistakes resurface. So once we get past it, we got to, really get past it and just keep on moving.
When you said you personally played a great game, that Bailey Zappi passed for 309 yards. So how did that happen? Were you guys surprised he played as well as he did, or how did he pass for so much?
We knew coming to the game, we wanted to stop the run, and we played a lot of man coverage, and sometimes they run man beaters, and it's just puts us in a tough situation. But it's just honestly, it didn't feel like he had that many yards. But you look at the score at the end of the game, it kind of made sense. But it's just being in tough situations and just trying to play our tails off. But it's a game to learn from. We're moving forward.
Last year, you had a rough start on defense. The first half was hard, and then you guys put it together in the second half. Do you see any similarities this year with how you guys have been trying to get things together and put things on as a product on the field in this first half?
It's definitely it's a little bit different feel, but we have the same players for the most part, same coaches. So I think and I know that we'll figure something out. We'll just get that momentum. Like I said, it's a momentum game. It's a momentum season. You want to get hot at the right time. So I think that's really the feel of it.
After the game, Grant talked about a couple of the plays that he did make. Have you had to talk to him about keeping his spirits up, because it feels like it's been a rough start? Oh
yeah, absolutely. He actually called me right after the game and said, that's probably the worst game he ever played. And I said, bro, you made tons of plays in that game, and the few that got away from him, they kind of stuck with him and lingered with him. But that's the ups and downs of the season. That's the ups and downs of a game. Like I said, he still made a ton of plays in that game. So just got to try to bury it, move forward from it. He's a good player, so I know he will.
Last year, there were those 4 interceptions. And as I recall, the offense only got 3 points. How deflating was that? Do you remember feeling deflated by all the work you guys were doing in the offense?
As the game went on, not really. We were always in a situation to win the game. I think the final score kind of made you feel away. Usually when you see 4 interceptions or a takeaway margin, that usually tells the story of the game. And we didn't come out to win, but it wasn't really deflating because, like I said, you got to be complimentary. Some days the defense might not show up. Some days special teams might not show up. So you just got to try to pack your lunch pail each and every week and play complimentary football.